Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so. And together, we shall make our Biafran dream a reality.
In Ghana, politicians fear court a lot. They fear the court a lot. But in Nigeria, politicians will encourage you to go to court because they can bribe Nigerian judges. APC is now the go-to-court party because they believe they have the judiciary in their pocket. Fake Buhari has to release our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because it is the right thing to do. The refusal to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu means that his detention has turned into extrajudicial. It has turned extrajudicial. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now is a political prisoner, and it cannot stand for too long. This impunity cannot stand for too long. The corrupt politicians in Nigeria unleashed evil on Lagosians and Nigerians. They weaponized poverty, violence, and insecurity. That was what they did. To win under the guise of ethnic strife. That was what they did. The only INEC returning officer who stood firm in the face of injustice, intimidation, and corruption was Professor nõģỌ, the INEC returning officer for Abia State and the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Despite the INEC chairman calls to deny the people's mandate, she refused and announced the winner without fear. Professor nõģỌ is incorruptible, just like Mike Igini, the former INEC resident electoral commissioner for Akwa Ibom State. She was threatened and put under serious pressure to compromise, but she told the criminal INEC that she is a mother and a pastor and will do her duty to God and man. I hope the corrupt cash and carry Nigerian judiciary will redeem their battered image and emulate Professor nõģỌ, else posterity will never forget or forgive them and their generations. However, Professor Madu Iwe robbed the people of Enugu State their mandate. What a shameless professor. Immediately, P2B and Labour Party filed their petition at the Presidential Election Tribunal. The INEC's elected president-elect ran to France for medicals and now resting in the United Kingdom. If P2B said half of what his vice presidential candidate, that is, said on Channels TV, APC, the Fulani Nigerian government, would have sent criminal DSS to arrest him and accuse him of inciting violence. That is from an influential Fulani family, and the APC won't try that rubbish. Labour Party's petition is now global. The world is watching. The Nigerian judiciary Nigerians will follow the case to the end and give it maximum publicity that it deserves. Not like what happened against our great leader, Mazen Amdekano, where the courts freed him, but the Fulani Nigerian government refused to release him. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Äḵ뾱뾱, disguised on wheelchair in London hotel for secret meeting with the president-elect. A Supreme Court source said Mr. Äḵ뾱뾱 wanted to meet Tinubu to discuss issues that may arise from the budding legal challenge to his declaration as president-elect. Mr. Äḵ뾱Ɂ's movement was exposed to the Gazette, the Nigerian news media, as Tinubu was arriving in London for what his team claimed was a relaxation trip after a hectic presidential campaign that preceded his declaration as Nigerian president-elect last month. But Tinubu kept his trip secret. His trip to London was kept secret until it was exposed by this news media, Sahara reporters, which said the trip was a medical emergency. The Gazette learned that Mr. Äḵ뾱뾱 departed Nigeria on March 11 via Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. He was pushed in a wheelchair through the terminal to board a British Airways flight. Upon arrival in London, Mr. Äḵ뾱뾱, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, was also wheeled into a hotel downtown, where he remained ever since. But immediately after checking into the hotel, Äḵ뾱뾱 abandoned his wheelchair and started moving around the facility unaided. The Supreme Court head is not known with any physical disability. He has been moving about in the hotel without any wheelchair. A source familiar with the Chief Justice's activities at the London accommodation told the Gazette newspaper. With Mr. Tinubu now in Europe, he met with Mr. Äḵ뾱뾱 in a secret arrangement to discuss issues unknown to Nigerians. The Chief Justice deliberately left Nigeria more than a week ahead of Tinubu to avoid any suspicion about why both of them disappeared at once. A source familiar with this said that is why he traveled secretly and Tinubu also traveled secretly. They thought that they could secretly move the president-elect abroad without anybody knowing about it. That's one of the several mistakes they made on this matter, aside from the belief that they could allow the Chief Justice of Nigeria to move about in a London hotel for several days undetected after going through the trouble of disguising him in a wheelchair. A Supreme Court source said Mr. Äḵ뾱뾱 wanted to meet Tinubu to discuss issues that may arise from the budding legal challenge to the declaration as president-elect, including whether or not he should be worried about the petitions recently filed by opposition parties. The Chief Justice would either assure Tinubu of victory in court or tell him that he should be worried about the dimension the petition may take through the court stages. The source said, under anonymity, to avoid facing administrative actions for divulging privileged information to reporters, but Nigerians may never know what they actually discussed after their secret meeting. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.